Hey everyone, we are at the Northeast Sustainable Communities Workshop put on by the Brownfields Coalition of the Northeast, or BCON. HRP is here both as an attendee and a sponsor of the event, and some of our HRP staff are actually helping to organize it as well.
Okay, so at the conference, we're going to look at some of the speakers. We're going to talk to some of the attendees and sponsors and get a sense of what's going on here today and why you might be interested in attending next year.
Hi, my name is MELINA AMBROSINO. I am the president of the Charity Group, a BCON board member, and one of the co-chairs of this year's 2022 NSCW, a Era for New Equitable Development. We're very excited to have everyone here. BCON is a regional organization, so being here in Stamford was a great opportunity to connect everyone from Maine all the way down to Maryland and beyond and be centrally located. This conference is meant to, allow us professionals and individuals of every sector of brownfield redevelopment to connect, to learn, to have creative solutions to clean up brownfields, creative solutions for redevelopment. It's to network, to learn the new technology. There's so many hot topics out there, emerging contaminants, new regulations. So this day-and-a-half conference is meant for everyone to come, learn, gather, network, and hopefully take a lot home from it.
My name is Katie Dykes, and I'm the Commissioner of the Connecticut Department of Energy and Environmental Protection. I'm so glad to have been here at the BCON conference here in Stamford, Connecticut. This is such an important gathering to bring together environmental professionals, consultants, and others who we work with so closely at our department to help remediate brownfields and bring these sites back to productive reuse. Our brownfields programs are so important, and having the chance to get together in person and hear what's working well and get feedback and share updates is just so valuable for us at DEEP. So thrilled to be a part of BCON.
Yeah, I think it's going really well. Met a lot of familiar faces I haven't seen in 2 or 3 years since the pandemic, but I'm also meeting a ton of new people, making great connections, and I think the breakout sessions have been great, and really appreciated the keynote speaker, Commissioner Dykes, and everything she said. I think things here in Connecticut and the Northeast with regard to brownfields are definitely on a positive upswing, and really excited for the future. So having a good time, and I look forward to the next event.
So I'm Lee Hoffman. I'm an attorney in Hartford, Connecticut, and I also have the honor of serving as the secretary of the board for BCON. And we're here at the NSCW conference in 2022. Mercifully, it's live this year. We've done the virtual conference thing, but it's much, much better to be here with our colleagues. And I think that is part of the value that our Northeast Sustainable Communities Workshop really provides us, is we have an opportunity to interact with professionals from around the region, and we're able to compare and contrast. So I just got out of a presentation on tax credits for brownfield redevelopment, where we had representatives from Massachusetts, New York, and New Jersey talking about their different programs, what's the same, what's different. And it's fascinating for someone like me who's from Connecticut, where we don't yet have a tax credit program. We have loans and grants, but not tax credits. And seeing how those different systems work and how that could work in Connecticut is great. And to me, that's indicative of the value that BCON provides overall. Everything is interactive. We try not to use slides. We try not to use dry PowerPoints, but we try to foster and maintain something where professionals can interact and learn something for each other. And for me, that's invaluable.
Hi, my name is ERIN Brooks. I'm an environmental partner with the law firm Bryan Cave Leighton Paisner. I couldn't be more excited to be here at this year's BCON conference. Today we talked about ESG and brownfields, why it matters and why it makes a lot of business sense. What I like about brownfields is working on the acquisition, the post-closing work, and bringing an impacted site to a really new, sustainable future. And it's been really great to connect with folks involved with the field in all manners. legal, technical consulting, government agencies, folks from the risk management side. It's a very multidisciplinary and fantastic set of folks, and it's been so much fun. I want to get one last question out to our panel, which is one piece of advice from each of you if folks in the audience are interested in furthering ESG related goals at their own organizations or on their own client projects.
I think the difference here, and this is what you might consider, is what is it that your children what kind of world do they want to live in? And I think that's the thing about ESG, is it's looking to the future of what the next generation is going to adopt.
Scope, try to prioritize and not do a little bit of everything, but really focus in on something that's measurable and leaves a legacy. So for developers in this space right now, just prioritize your goals and stay very focused on those.
If the orientation is I'm just trying to deal with this property so I can deal with the contaminant and be done with it, there's a lot of lost opportunity versus if you're really thinking about the broad array of stakeholders that this site potentially interacts with, and being expansive and thoughtful about that early, it gives you a wider array of options to at least consider and sort of stack up against each other.
So I'm Nancy Struzensky. I'm with Alpha Analytical, and I've been involved as the co-chair for this event, pulling it together in a very exciting place, Connecticut, which is the first time I think in 11 years we've had this type of conference. So I'm excited to have it in Connecticut. I was thrilled to be part of the team, and I am a board member for BCONE. And again, very excited to meet a lot of people in person, and I think this turned out to be a tremendous event.
It's not only the big municipalities with the big connections that can come to us, it's even the smaller municipalities that may have brownfields that can come to us. That may, the smaller municipalities that don't have dedicated staff, they also can approach us easily, and we fill in that technical assistance, Mark Lewis does a great job of going around and helping municipalities, get over that bump. I don't understand brownfields. What is it worth even thinking about remediating the site? So we kind of bring everyone to that comfort level.
I'm Mark Lewis. I'm the Brownfields coordinator for the Connecticut Department of Energy and Environmental Protection. I've been in that role since 2014, and very shortly after I became the Brownfields coordinator for the department, I became involved with BCONE. It's enabled me in my job as Brownfield coordinator to have a platform to reach more people, to talk about the good work that's going on in Connecticut as far as brownfields. And just one of the battles that we have, or challenges that we have, is educating cities and towns and the public in general about our brownfield programs, making sure that the people that are currently in office and the staff that are currently working for cities and towns, making sure they are aware of our programs and aware of how they exist is really, really important. And BCONE is one of the best ways to do that. And I've been very pleased to see BCONE expand its role from being primarily focused in New Jersey, Pennsylvania, and New York to expand into New England generally, and particularly in Connecticut. I thought this conference this year, we were very honored to have it here in Connecticut.
Hi, Rick Shoyer, president of BCONE, and we'll be finishing up day 2 of our conference here in Stamford, Connecticut. And it's been a wonderful conference, well attended, a lot of great topics. When we started in brownfields many years ago, and sort of the pioneer Charlie Barsh, who's our person we have our scholarship named after, we focused on one site at a time, and it was just how to develop it and really try to develop back to what the former use was. Nowadays, it's so much more complicated. We have environmental justice, we have emerging contaminants, we have community involvement, and looking at not just developing one site, but a whole community where the community benefits. And that's what you learn at this conference. and that's why there's so many topics and so many great speakers and events, and look forward to having to see everybody at our next one.
Hi, my name is Lorine. I'm from Clean Vapor in Blairstown, New Jersey, and this is the first conference for me for this particular conference, and it was a really small conference, so we weren't sure we wanted to attend, but I have to be honest with you, the small size of the group made it a much more intimate gathering for good conversations last night, especially during the networking hour after the meetings, but the sessions with the regulatory people, that was absolutely spot on. We needed to hear that. So thank you for inviting us.
I thought that this was, out of all of the NSCW conferences that I've been to, this was the one that I have enjoyed the most, both in terms of the content of the presentations, the quality of the presentations and the speakers, and quite honestly, just the chance to start reconnecting with people face to face after the pandemic and not having been able to talk to people except through Zoom for 2.5 years or more.
Hi, my name is Barry Hersh, and I've been coming to the Northeast Sustainable Community Workshops actually since the very first one. My role here is I was on the organizing committee, and I am leading a tour walking from the hotel to the south end of Stamford, which has some historic buildings and a historic neighborhood. But it also has a very new neighborhood called Harbor Point that was developed on brownfield sites that were remediated and reused. So I'm looking forward to showing those to the community. There's a really nice waterfront promenade. There's a pretty sizable park. Actually, there are several parks, and as well as some shops and other things. 10-year-long, $3 billion redevelopment, so it's quite a project. But we'll also show the affordable housing project. It's on the route, located in a historic building and a new building next to it. So there's a lot to see in Stamford. Long history, long industrial history. This particular part of the waterfront is heavily industrial, and so getting it remediated and redevelopment has been quite worthwhile.
Thanks everyone for checking out NSCW. As you can see, there's a ton of different speakers and opportunities to network. We hope that you find value in our mission here at BCONE. I hope that you consider joining us for NSCW next year. And if you haven't, or if you'd like more information, please go to our website, brownfieldcoalition.org. You can see our upcoming events. You can keep an eye out for our next NSCW, and we hope to see you there.